Howdy, how you doing? I actually am doing a little video today to show you something that I've already I've covered extensively on my channel. Um, I've been up all night. You might not be able to tell. Can you tell? I haven't had a shower yet. Oh, does it look like I've been up all night? You can always tell someone who's been hit by the foul mind control matrix tricks that they tend to do. Usually by the big dark rings under their eyes, and the extensive sleep deprivation. What I wanted to show you today is how they do that sleep deprivation, right? I'm mostly going to be focusing on the vibration that people feel. That feels like pulsed EMF. Many people don't realize the actual mechanics of this. And I've had a lot of difficulty just trying to get people to fully understand what it is that we're facing here. And the element that people don't fully understand is the use of particulates that are sprayed out using chemtrails, and they actually fill the sky. So you've got to think of it like dust. You know, dust gets everywhere. And this stuff gets everywhere as well. And so I wanted to show you that. And I can prove that. So last night I was under siege. It started at around, I think I managed to put my head down around 1:30 a.m. And as soon as I did, they let me drift off. So they probably let me drift off about 20 minutes. And just as I was drifting off, they hit me hard. So what did that consist of? This is where I was sleeping, mind you, because I don't tend to sleep in my bed at the moment. We're sort of transient at the moment, but this is my little nest right here, right, which is just a little couch, and it's got a doona down, and I've got all these amazing reinforced objects that have metal shielding and stuff, and I've got these little shielding plates that I've created, you know, like this guy here. I can show you all my little tricks that I use, but I don't want to get sidetracked though. They do offer protection. That's like 10 layers of foil wrapped in contact, so cardboard, foil, contact, you know, and contact it. So then they're real resilient. You know, you can throw them around when you get angry when it's not working. And you know, but they're great. So what's happening though? I'm lying down here trying to get some sleep, and all of a sudden I start feeling the vibration right all over the body, even though I'm under my blanket. So what is my blanket? I've got this here that I just created actually, which is, well, I didn't create it. It's a doona cover. But inside that doona cover, if I can find the entrance to that, inside that is a double layer of protection, right? That is 2 layers of EMF fabric, as a sandwich. It looks like this. I got the old sewing machine out. So I'll show you that. So essentially it's got, on the outside it's got this stuff, which is a copper. So as you can see, it's shiny. It's quite thick. Then it's got wool, which acts as an absorber in between. And then on the other side, it's a nickel copper combo, which is a bit softer, and that's on the inside. So on the outside, it goes, I've got cotton, and then I've got copper, I've got wool, nickel, and that's quite good. If I'm getting pains on my body, like where they induce internal pain, and I chuck that over me, that'll stop that, generally. But what it won't stop is the pulsed. And I'll tell you why that won't stop. It won't stop the pulsed because the pulsed isn't just EMF energy. They are firing EMF energy at you, but there is something else. There is another component to that. And this is why I keep maintaining to people, there is a 2-part process. Now, I always tie it together. My attacks are always worse after heavy spraying of chemtrails. Now, I keep this house shut up. I don't open these doors. Like, I keep it, especially during chemtrails. I open them only to go in and out. But there's gaps under the door. There's vents in the roof, right? There's various ways that this dust will get in. And when they inundate you, like they must have done 100 trails yesterday over this town. So some days you basically see about 5 planes in Mildura. And then other days you see like, I personally saw, I was only out for like half an hour and I personally saw 5 planes painting lines in that time. And so it was a heavy day yesterday, and almost always after heavy days, I have these same experience, inability to sleep and massive vibratory attacks all over the body, everywhere. Now, what I noticed was the vibration tends to localize around areas that are in contact with the fabric that you're sleeping under. So if I go under, it's cold, I'll put the blanket on, and where the blanket's coming in contact with the skin, that's where I feel all the vibration. And I was like, well, why is that? So I started doing like little tents, like you'd put the blanket over you, but like make a little cavity, and if it's not touching you, it's not so bad. But you always have to touch the bottom, right, where it's on the what you're lying on. You can't just hover, unfortunately. And so I was like, why is that? And I already knew the answer to this. The answer lies in these elements that are being pumped out the back of these planes, right? And what are they? They are nanostrands. And I'm going to show you this because I've shown people the elements before that I've done. I've already done one that I prepared earlier, but I'm going to show you it in real time. How my bed right there is covered in these elements. This is a really heavy magnet. It's a neodymium magnet. It's a neodymium magnet, right? I've just put it on the spoon because it's like, then I've got like, ooh, you are getting sleepy. And so you get an idea, right? So the magnet, we take that. We take a little bag. I'm going to make this real simple for you, all right? Take a bag. I'm not even going to turn it inside out, but what I want to do for you, just quickly, it's a nice clean bag, there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just going to like wipe it off. Look, there's nothing in it, there's nothing on it, it's not magic. I'm putting this inside the bag, so if there's stuff in the bag, that's going to go anyway. I'm putting it in the bag. Why am I putting it in the bag? Open. I want to be hold of this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it like that, see? And then, when I'm done, I'm going to go over the top of my bedding. Why? Why would you do such a thing? Well, just you wait and see. Just you wait and see. Okay, so come with me. Over here, please. Thank you very much. So what we're going to do, if you just bear with me. You can bear, or you can crocodile, Dundee, whatever you like. Whatever works for you, you can use it. All right? I'm going to put my hat on, so I just, because like it's my signature. It's not really. I don't sign my signature with the hat. It's all right. What I'm going to do is I need to figure out the best way to prop this up. Oh, no, there's things in my feet. Okay, so, oh dear. All right, good. I think this will work. Hey, how you doing, huh? See what it says up here? Now, I've got this. It's a magnet, very strong magnet, very strong. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, hang on, let me just change this angle again. Yeah, welcome to my fine abode. I'm going to just change the angle again. I'm going to put it right here so you can see this. What am I doing here? Well, I'm just taking it, I'm going over the surface. And I've got plastic over it, right? So it's not going to get on the magnet, it's going to get on the surface. And I'm going to move all this off. So this is all my legs were vibrating under here. All of my legs, right? She ain't got no legs. And so what if I go over here, I'm just going over it, right? This is all I'm doing. It's pretty simple, right? Why am I doing this? What a crazy thing to do. I must be a crazy conspiracy theorist. Just hold on here. Hold on to your horses. I just want to make this nice and simple for everyone, right? Because I don't want to mislead people. I want you to see my entire process, right? So there we go. I'm done. That's it. Look. Now what's on the end of that? Absolutely nothing. Like I thought I was going to catch myself a big magnetic fish. But unfortunately, it hasn't happened that way. All right, hold your horses. There we are. Hey, look what's in view. Look. What's this? This is my magnificent little number actually. But before I get to that, I want to make this as easy as possible. Here we have a everyday regular shot glass. And here we have this bag. What am I doing with the bag? Turning it inside out. That's right, I'm going to just pull this out very carefully, like that. So it's inside out, right? And then I'm going to remove that magnet. I've got that bag, right? Okay, and then I'm going to go over and put some water in. Actually, let me just do this. I've got the kettle here. There's nothing in the kettle. Don't worry, I don't put metal particulates in my kettle. So I'm going to just do that. All right. And I'm going to do that. So what have we got? I've got a bag full of fucking, fantastic water. Fantastically delicious. I wouldn't drink it, but you're welcome to try it. You might increase your iron content. You might increase your piezoelectric content and capabilities, capacity. You might also improve your ferrous metal and carbon based elements. You might actually add carbon, which is not good these days. No, it makes the trees grow too much. All right, look. All right, we've got this. The treason plants, and the treason plants, the ones that commit treason. All right, so what we'll do, and they're planted in our governments. All right, so I'm going to just cut that and just run it into the water. Look at that. Look at that. Look at it. That's great, isn't it? Look, we've done it. All right. Oh, and there's my bag. I'm just going to do that with that, okay? And now I'm going to turn on this little beauty that I have here. Hello, this little beauty. And then, I don't want the reflection, so we're going to change angles again, if we can. I didn't sort of organise this very well. You're going to have to forgive me. Oh, you said. Let's put that and that. Alright, I think I can maybe do something with that. So there we are. We've got this and we've got that. Right? No switcheroo. I'm going to just simply place that there, and I'm going to turn this little baby thusly on. And I'm going to maybe... Oh no, you actually got this. Now I haven't had a look. I haven't even had time to inspect here, but I know what I'm going to see. So what am I going to do? I'm going to put something under it so that you can clearly see what is happening here. I'm going to put this lined paper. I'm just going to put that under. And off we go. Alright, here we go. Let us focus, shall we? Focus on this. Focus on this. Alright, so what are we seeing? Can you see those black strands? You see all those black strands? Do you see them? Let me zoom in for you. I'm going to just pick this up. Alright, I'll record this. Let's get it recording. Because I might actually just replace this in the video at some point. So what we've got are these black strands, as you can see. And I can zoom in on them. Now, they are micro ribbons, and there's something characteristic about them. I'm going to leave this one central. As you can see, they aren't round like a hair. They're flat, right? What are they? What are they? Well, they're nanotech that's woven into a ribbon, carbon-based, and then they're doped with metal particulates. Now, when you get hit, they act as an antenna, right? And as an antenna, they increase the electrical field around your body. They interfere with your biofield. They can induce numbness, they can induce vibration, they can induce heat just by hitting these with the right frequency, okay? If you've given enough, if you put those in the microwave, I could tell you now, if I put this in the microwave, it would probably, I've done it before, and it breaks the glass, even in the water. They go so hot immediately that they'll break whatever is it's sitting in. If it's glass, right? And so there you have it. I've just shown you from end to end, and there's a heap of these in here, right? That was just over a small area. Look at that one. Nasty little bastard. Look at them. These ain't hairs. Just so you know, I'll zoom out. That's at, I don't know, that'd be, what, 200x or something? That there, that's the thickness of about 1/10 of a hair. If we put a hair in there, there's a hair in there. Well, let me show you something. Here's the end of a pen. This is a pen. 1, 2, 3. There's the end of it. We good? And then here, if I put that in there. Yeah, as you can see, there's the end of the pen there. So it's actually... Oh, it's down the bottom. So hang on, you've seen that. That's what the pen looks like there. At the same magnification, right? So the end of a pen, right? It looks like it took up about 1/3 of the screen. Where are you? Yeah, it's thick anyway, right? Look how thick it is. All right, so I put that back there. And go anywhere in this water, anywhere you want. And they're up and down, like, because it's quite a lot of water. Anywhere you want. And you've got these strands. They're all through it, right? There's little spots as well, you'll notice that. Now they're all metallic as well. You know how I know that? Because I picked them up with the bloody magnet, right? Alright, so that's it end to end. Now I want to go further than this. So you're lying in your bed, you feel it's vibrating. First thing you should do is go and shake out your bedding. That shit is covered. And it doesn't matter whether you shook it out, you know, the day before. It's covered again. Why? Because this shit is in our air. Like right now, there are 1 million of these little things floating around. That's how much they inundate our environments. If you're getting these effects, trust me, you need to clean up your environment. These sort of air conditioners that pull in from the outside, you cannot use. Get yourself a good reverse cycle air conditioner like this, right? One that actually doesn't pull in from the outside. Okay. 2, so 1, shake out your bedding. Shake it out. Shake it out. Take it outside on a nice day. Give it a good shake. You should do it every few days. Chuck it. If you can't do that, it's cold and wet or whatever, like you're in a bad environment. Just like in terms of weather, chuck it in your, if you've got a dryer, chuck it in your dryer on air. And then it'll get caught in the filter. And I trust you, if you get a little microscope like mine, and then have a look at what comes out of that lint filter, it's not just lint. And I can tell you how, you can put it in water like I've just done here and they don't swell. These fibers don't swell. They are a set fixed width. They don't get affected by being put in water. Fibers from material will swell and they'll deform inside water. These do not. Okay, so that's two. And they won't be attracted by magnets, right? Okay, good. Now, the next thing is, okay, so they're all over that. I'm lying there, I'm getting irradiated. I get up and I feel like my legs are still being irradiated. I feel like my arms are still being irradiated. So what did I do? So then I grabbed this, tissues, right? Oh, I'm trying to show you. And then I wet it a little bit. So just wiped it over some water. So let's just get some water on it. And then on my skin, on my skin, if it's all over your arm, so you can feel it, right? When you go out, like I've got something on my nose. It's on the end of my nose and I can feel it moving and it feels like electricity. And so I just wiped that off because I went outside earlier and it was probably all in the air. And then I can show you what that looks like on here, right? Let me see if I can adjust this to make this more optimal. Maybe we can chuck this under here. We can bring that up a little. Don't you turn off. Oh, see? Right when you get into the good bits. It's always the way. And what I'll do is chuck that there. Okay. Now get ready. So there's my little thing. I'll just chuck that under there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to focus in on that. I just wiped it on my face, right? Look at this. What's that? It's one of those fibers. Look. Hang on. Look. They're tinier. They're small. Sometimes you'll find a lot more than this. But see this? See those black things? All of those are fibers. There's another one there. 1, 2. Look, there's another one there. Now, I'll show you again. That's not a hair. All right, and I'll prove it to you. I'm just going to prove to you because, I know people are naysayers and they're going to be like, oh, no, that's just lint, oh, that's just this, that's just that. No, I know what these are. I've worked with them for years. I know what I'm looking at, right? These are not just hair. So here's one I prepared earlier anyway. All right, let's have a look at this one. This is what I wiped off my legs this morning after I got up, after I got harassed up. Have a look at this crap, will you? See this? This is what I'm talking about. Can you see that? Yeah, baby. Now this is covered. All I did was wipe my legs and arms. So I wet the tissue a little bit. I folded it. I wet it. And it is covered in this trash. Hang on, bear with me. So there's a good view. See that? What do you see? You see a lot of these black fibers. It's all over it. Now, one of these fibers, look at that one, it's a beauty. Bring it up, bring it up, bring it up, bring it up. Oh, stupid angles. Angles. Just let me put you down for a moment. Oh, angles. There's a beauty. Look at that. All right, and then we'll just go in a bit. Oh, that's already in. Yeah, so that's... Look at it. All right. So what am I saying? I'm saying, so when you wipe those off your body and you're getting those attacks, you wipe those off your body. Just wipe down your legs, your arms. So I'll show you the basic process, right, that I'm talking about. The basic process. You get up and you've got all this shit all over you and they're still attacking you, because that's how the system works. That's how they do it. They hit you while you're in your bed. You get up and you feel like your hands are all vibrating, your legs are all vibrating. You just do this. Look, go out into a clear area and just do this. Go and have a shower. Wash that crap off. If it's floating in your environment, it's going to stick back to you. If you go and have a shower, your towels, I bet, are covered in all this shit, by the way. Because it's everywhere. I don't even use towels. I drip dry for that reason. Right? I actually have my shower and I let myself just dry naturally. Because I go and wipe myself with the towel and all of a sudden my whole body's enlivened again. When I go outside when it's raining metals, and you can see it if you're aware of it, you can see it. Wait till the sun's setting and then look into the sky after chemtrails. Look into the sky, put the sun directly behind you, and put your hand up and cover the sun so you get like the rays coming through and you get that dust. Like in early morning sun, same thing, early morning sun, where you get beams coming into you because you're getting the long shadows, right? If you do that, you can see all this dust floating in the air. If you get a laser, you can see all the dust floating in the air. And the majority of it, the vast majority of it, when you've got chemtrails, is the chemtrails fall out. And what is it? It's all these strands. It's not aluminium. Yeah, it might have aluminium in it. It's not to block out the sun. It's to enliven you. You are to breathe it in. It's to get on your body. And it allows them to do any number of things. It makes your body more electromagnetically sensitive, but it allows them to monitor you like smart dust. They can see your heartbeat. How does EEG work? Let's ask that question. How does an EEG work? Oh, they put metal nodes onto, what, just like 16 points on your head? And then they can read your fucking thoughts. If they can pick up voltage gradients from metallic points on your head, how do we know that's not how they're doing the passive? Maybe it's not even an implant. But mind you, we inhale this and it goes into our heads, right? It goes into our bodies. If there's finer particulates, it could possibly pass the blood-brain barrier up through the nose, mucosa, into the bloodstream, into the brain. Who knows? I'm not sure on that. I'm offering ideas, you know? But, yeah. That's all I wanted to show you today. The old magnets, right? That's just the metallic components that I'm showing you there. I'm not showing you all the stuff that doesn't stick to the magnet. What else are they spraying? Who knows? There's a lot of stuff they're spraying, I imagine. There'd be polymers, possibly gels, hydrogels. So they'd be clear fibers and they won't stick to the magnet, but they might get on your skin. And then when you shower, if they're hydrogel fibers, when you go and shower, those hydrogels will spread, and these things can take up to like 100 times their weight in water. And so the idea is that you get that on there, and you know PVA glue, PVA glue, like wood glue, and it's white, and you put it on your skin and it goes clear. Remember, as kids, we used to put it all on our hands and then peel it off like we've got peeling skin. Oh, look at my skin. You know, do you remember that? Like that, think of that, except stronger, much more resilient. And every time you shower, it gets spread further and further over your body. Then these metal particulates, they get stuck on there. So even though you're showering, you've got this viscous layer over the top that you can't even tell is there. And you can put soap on it, whatever. It's still spreading over your body. It's very resilient. It's designed to stick and spread, you know. And we've got this up in our nose. That's why hydrogen peroxide, 3%. Or a little bit less, 2%, up into the nose. All of a sudden my B2K goes dead. Hydrogen peroxide is great, destroys these fibers. I've got a video that shows you that. Hydrogen peroxide, if I grab this what we've just done here, and I put hydrogen peroxide in that, it's like Star Wars. All these bubbles and they hit the metals like, and they explode into little pieces. So if you get a little bit of that and put it into a big spray bottle, that's what I often do, and spray, that's the other option, in the heat, it's nice actually, to just spray your area, like spray over your area, but be careful because it'll oxidize anything. If you've got metal fabrics, it'll oxidize them. I know because I did it to my hat. And so, anyway, I've spoken long enough. I hope you are doing well out there in Twilight Zone, killing fields. And yeah, it is just the Twilight Zone, isn't it? All right. Yeah, I hope you're doing well. I hope that's helped some people to understand what we're dealing with. Clean and shit off your body, right? It'll go, all that feeling of electricity, and that pulse, when you're in your bed and you think you're getting cooked. This is why you can't see it on the radio, I'm telling you. The radio's probably, first of all, it's focus beam, so they probably do it a foot at a time, and that's why you get the head, and then you'll get the body, and then you get the legs, and then the feet. I don't think it's addressing it through a body area network. I honestly think it's just beams steering, right? And they just spotlight you, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, why does it feel like that? And they can do a wide beam and get your whole body, but it'll be weaker, and then they can focus it down, and then it's like, and that's when you get that feeling that. Just try this next time you've got that. Pull off your blankets, so just be there naked, not naked, or I don't know if you sleep naked, it's your decision. And just wipe yourself off like this. And just see what difference it makes. If it's your arm, do that with your arm. Get rid of all that shit. Just do that. Just go like that and go, wow, these guys are weak. It's just trinkets. They just spit out dust. It gets covered. And then they use it to trick us into thinking that we're being cooked alive. Yes, people are being harmed by it. If you hit someone with it consistently enough, they can heat up. But what I'm saying is those fibers make it 10 times worse. I'm saying 10 times worse. They make it feel 10 times worse. And they can be in your body as well. So that's why sometimes doing that's not going to get rid of it. For someone who hasn't had the jabs and doesn't have graphene oxide all through their body from the jabs, doing that is going to make a huge difference. Just get rid of the dust. Get rid of it off your body. And then go shake your bedding and then go and have a good sleep. Cool. That's all I wanted to say. All right. Thank you very much for playing.